Hey friends, thank you for clicking on today's video. Today, we're going to be making over this trailer. Okay, I couldn't decide where to start, so I figured I would start right here since this comes off pretty easily. I'm going to take this out, or I'm going to try to. There we go. And I'm keeping all of these because I'm going to reuse as much as possible. And oh, I took this off the other day. I need to get some more of these because they're missing on some areas of the trailer. All right, and turn this up so that I can pop it off. There we go. All right. I need to take some of this hardware off. These, because I'm going to keep these. And I'm going to also, when I rebuild the trailer, I kind of rebuild it. I'm going to use these boards as templates. So we can't lose this stuff. Okay, drill time. I don't have the patience for that. All right. I need to I see. Okay, so this raggedy piece of plywood is connected to the long 1x4 that goes across, and then these are connected to the long 1x4s on the other side. So we need to get this off. There we go. That's easy. Ooh, this is rusty. Probably won't be keeping these. Okay, we got one side off. I won't torture you with making you watch me do the other side. All right, here's where we are so far. I got all of those side panels off, so now I'm gonna spend some time getting these railings off, and this is gonna take a minute because most of these nuts and bolts have some kind of waxy buildup on them. I thought it was tree sap, but I don't think it's tree sap. So it's something else. So I have to get my screwdriver and kind of peel a little bit of that off so that I can get my driver onto the nut in order to get it off. So that's what I'm gonna do. So be back. So this is the rubbery substance that I'm talking about. At first I thought it was something else, but I'm thinking that this may have been put here on purpose. Maybe so that the nuts wouldn't back out. I'm not real sure, but it's rubber. So I thought it was tree sap at first, but this is most certainly not tree sap. Tree sap is not rubbery like this. This is almost like, I don't remember what it's called, but I use it. I've used it once or twice when making tumblers and such. But yeah, this is the substance that I'm talking about. And I can't get the tool around this without getting this stuff off first. And it's only on the top ones. That's the thing. It's not on the other screws. It's only on the top. So I'm working on getting this off before I take the rest of the side panels off. Okay, here's where we are so far. I took all the sides off and everything. And now my problem with getting this piece of plywood off, well, these two different pieces, is that the bolts are in the bottom. I cannot get my driver down there, so I got the ratchet, but they're not moving, and when I do get them to move, this is just spinning. So I don't quite know how to get him. I'm almost tempted. Frankie, you're okay. I'm almost tempted to cut around the bolt and then get it out that way, but I really don't want to cut the middle. Okay, I'm gonna stop here, and I'm asking for help at this point. Okay, here is where I left off yesterday. I couldn't figure out how to get that plywood off the bottom, and my son decided that since I wasn't saving it, that it could just simply be ripped off. So here's where we are. Today, my plan is to do a little cleanup here, and then next step is to get these leftover bolts out and then sand the whole frame, because it's going to be painted, but I probably won't be doing that until I come back. I have to leave town for a week. So today's mission is to get this thing sanded. So let's see how much we can get done today. Well, let's get to it. Sometimes I forget about all the tools that I have in this garage. And I was sitting here trying to get these bolts off that was holding the plywood on the bottom. I was sitting here with a ratchet trying to get these things off. And sometimes I forget that I've invested in some cool tools. So I had to put some clothes on because things with sparks is flying around here. So what I did to get these bolts off, because there's a nut under the bottom, but the top is flat, so it's kind of hard to get it off. So instead of doing all that, these bolts are in really bad shape. They're like super rusty, so I'm not going to keep these. So what I'm doing that's actually working is simply holding it up with the crowbar so my hands are free. And there we go. Okay, it's time for a bit of sanding. I'm starting with 120. I'm gonna see if that's enough. So let's start over here in the middle. I think I'm going to need a higher grit because I just seem to be taking off like surface layer dirt. So I'm going to need a higher grit, and I don't have a higher grit here at the house. So I think it's time for a little trip to Home Depot. I also need to get the CLR because I thought I had some and I don't. So depending on how long that takes, we'll see if we get back to this. But at least I got everything off and I got it cleaned as much as I want to get it, and now it's sanding time. So I shall return. Okay, so I am back from out of town. I am getting back to this trailer makeover. And where I left off was I was sanding. And I had to go get some more sanding discs because the ones that I was using were not good enough. I need a heavier grit. So I'm going to get back to sanding. Here we go. All right, now that I have sanded it really good, I also sanded the front of it, sanded all the rust off, and I put rust reformer on the front. So I sanded it first, rust reformer. Okay, now for the rest of it, before I do anything else, I want to power wash it. So that's what we're going to do next. Okay, so I got all the loose dirt and dust off of it, and I'm gonna let it drip dry, but I'm gonna let it drip dry inside the garage because I don't want nobody to walk up and just walk away with my little trailer here. So I'm gonna put it back in the garage and let it drip dry, and that is where I'm gonna stop for today. If you want to see how this trailer turns out, subscribe to my channel. Come on back and see me. Thanks for watching. You guys make good choices. Later, y'all.